Morning, everybody. Welcome to Lockpod, Belgium's top-rated podcast.
Season 6, episode 17.
Yes,
Sorry,
sir.
I'm a little waking up.
I know. Welcome, Dr. Mike Foreit.
Start of a new day for me.
All right,
Yeah,
let's do this.
Hey, one of these-
let's do this microphone thing.
After the
you know what I'm
8th
saying?
time in the studio, he might get the microphone right.
He literally has a
John's my tech guy, man. I
Is
just
he?
do the best I can.
He has
Ask
a
him if he's got a
microphone.
soundboard
got you
going
muted.
for you.
He does. He makes me look great, sound great.
We're in the
Johnny,
studio.
How am I?
We're in the studio with
Terrible.
We got Jill. We got Jill on the show today. Good to see you, Jill.
Jill's back
Good
on
morning.
Fridays.
Jill's
Hello,
on
Jill.
Friday.
Does this mean I'm on varsity?
You're on
Yeah,
varsity.
you're on the A team
Friday
today.
varsity.
Oh,
Friday. I consider.
Speaking of Friday being the A team,
yeah.
How did
remember
I
how
get
we
in?
talked? We got to get into this a little bit. Friday versus other days, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, with the Dead Show. I explained I have like two different groups that go to the Dead Show last show with
I'm
me.
designated driver for you, both of us.
Oh,
This is
just
your last day
the
of work.
420 ad.
You don't
Designated
have
driver.
You don't have to be a butt kisser anymore. It's your last day of work today.
A few more hours, okay?
Dude, they're going to fire you on your last day.
You don't look like
No.
you're ready. You don't look like a guy that's in retirement age.
Oh, I still got other work to do. I do. I got lots to do, man. It's just that no more medical practice.
Well, let's lay the groundwork here. Nobody knows what the hell we're talking about. Hey, John, what's going on? By the
Hi,
way?
I'm Michael.
Hey guys, good morning.
This is
I'm
Dr.
a physician.
This is Dr. Foreit's last day.
Doctor?
Dr. Mike.
Yes.
You're
Thank
just
you,
going to be
Michael.
freaking Mike tomorrow, dude. I'm not even going to call you doctor
Oh, wow.
anymore.
Well, let me
I
give
don't lose my credentials.
Oh, you do.
Let me
You
give
do.
you a hypothetical.
You got to be a practicing doctor.
Let me give you a quick
practice on
hypothetical. Let's say you've got a patient, I don't know, call his name Phil,
Phil.
who has his
Chlamydia.
weekly Viagra prescription that needs to be filled.
Good call.
Oh, I will risk everything to make sure he has what he
Are you
needs.
allowed? You're allowed
Yes.
to prescribe, right? Still?
Allowed. I have to have an office.
Oh, will you have one?
Yes. Yes. I have an office. I have another place that's going to go. It's on
Oh.
Klein Avenue. Actually,
That.
the building that I started
John
in
was your tech guy.
back in '96. It's the same structure I started in. My mom and dad owned the
You
building.
could always go back to Douglas Park.
Well, Douglas Park's beautiful. It's being used as an educational center now for nursing and MAs and things like that.
Hey, man.
And it'll be there for a long time.
Are you so like? I know because your business was bought. Congratulations,
Thank
you and
you.
Dr. Frank are like
Thank you.
set for
it's like
life
early
now.
retirement as a wealthy
Depends on how I
retired
do it.
doctor.
Yes, I don't know anything about that. I got lots to do, man. I'm actually shifting gears. I'm going to do a lot more teaching, I think. I'm
Really?
consulting and teaching and things, and I'm actually very excited about it because the demand of my time isn't quite as structured as it
There you
is
go.
as I do now.
A lot
What
more
are you going to
podcasts?
except when you have to be on the podcast
Podcasts
at
all the time,
7:30?
and I'm dedicating myself to your campaign and your future.
Nice.
Look at that.
Yeah, listen. He's the
You're
only
the official campaign doctor.
He's the missile. I appreciate that very much, but he's the missile that we need. Okay, he
I like it.
absolutely.
I've never been
is.
called a missile before.
You're Tommy. You're on site, named, and you're ready to go. And let me help add some boost to you, baby.
I want to mention, then I hope this is okay,
Speaking
that
of Viagra.
we've always
Yes.
named you as the festival physician.
Thank
I mean,
you.
we really have, like in documents. So I hope we can still do that.
Real documents.
yeah, in
Actually,
legal
for-
documents.
actually,
You
for
can
real,
still
Mike,
do
we
it.
do.
You still do it, and I don't mind that whatsoever. And I've enjoyed that too. You guys have had such a great time.
But it's happened. We've had to use them.
Yeah.
And a big thanks
the
goes
fest.
out to Tom McDermott for signing the the band for Leonard Skinner pre one. I got to give you a big.
What
props
happened? The
for that.
pre what?
It's a surprise, and you won't know until you're there.
Yeah,
and,
right.
and do this. Bring your eyes and ears.
Okay.
We
Okay,
will.
because
We
it's going
will.
to be a great thing.
All right,
I
microphone.
didn't even know what you
Yeah,
just said.
Johnny.
Something.
Oh, I want to get to John too with that Nebworth, man. That's had to be great. I saw the pictures, and I knew. I had heard the stories, but I had never witnessed something that big like that. I was at
Unbelievable.
Pope Fest. Pope Fest was over 1 million people.
That was a
Pope
lot of
Fest.
people. When the
Pope
Pope
Fest.
came.
Yeah, that was Pope Fest. Yeah, that was good.
That was like
Came-
80.
Here?
80
No, Nebworth.
81.
I'm grabbing that it was Nebworth.
79.
The Pope was in
somewhere there,
Nebworth.
80?
Did you know that, John?
79 might
No,
have
he
been.
was in
Back in the
Chicago,
day.
Grant Park.
Oh, okay.
But he was bigger than Gallagher. He actually drew.
Are you
bigger-
still going to be able to prescribe your ADD medication? Or?
I'm
to
in
yourself?
need of it now.
He obviously hasn't had it this morning.
No, I'm a spastic, man. I'm just out and I'm
It's
full
your
of
last
energy.
day of work.
I'm all thrilled, man.
Yeah,
Are they-
you have a,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, John.
he does have a particular skip in his step this morning.
I
More
agree.
than
It's
his
usual.
last
sort of
day of
dancing-
work.
I'm sort of dancing mic drop. I can't drop this thing, but I'd
I'm
like to do
I'm
that.
gonna get a tool that connects the microphone to the back of his head, and everywhere he moves,
you've
it goes
discussed
with
this
him, right?
tool.
It's like
Like
when he
that's
moves
exactly
around, it
like
like
a scorpion.
right? Like
Oh,
we-
I should
Like the
have like a
drive-through
tether.
headset.
I should have like a tether like
Correct.
that.
that's what it would be perfect. Could you do that?
John, can you work on a microphone tether?
Sure.
You know, I saw, when you came back and hadn't been here for a bit, the way you grabbed that thing and brought it to you, I was like, whoa. Because every now and then,
What are you implying?
I have no idea.
Well, every now and then, I don't know if it's
We're
an
in the Foreit
intended
zone.
thing.
It's Pride Month.
But there's
Yeah.
this loop. Yeah, look at the colors.
Yeah.
And there's this loop that I get that sometimes I get on the Facebook thing, and it's just you're talking, it keeps on looping, and it keeps on looping. And you grabbed this thing, and you were like this, and it was
Can you zoom in on that?
Like how?
Yeah.
How? Do that again, Mike.
I was trying to
very
imitate
natural
what
motions.
I saw.
Very
you said
natural.
the word natural.
Yeah.
Okay.
You look very comfortable with that.
But I truly, you guys have enjoyed every bit.
John
of this,
still got his COVID.
That's our
cough
show.
over there.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's our show.
so we got something coming up in a couple weeks. We were
On-
laying the groundwork last show.
Count me in.
Dead and Company. I
Oh,
know.
Yeah.
Are you going?
Yeah, for sure.
Which night?
Well, listen. Originally,
Which night
I
do you go,
thought-
Mike? Because this goes back to the last show. I explained.
I-
Hold on. I
20
explained to the crowd that when we go to Dead, there's two different crowds that go. We have the Friday crowd,
The
and
cool
Saturday
kids
crowd,
night
and then the Saturday
and
crowd.
the other people.
Well, things have changed since the last time we spoke, and my friend Bruce, who just had a child, a beautiful baby girl, Rose, and his wife's doing fine.
All
He's
right, you're
beautiful.
like going like.
Foreit
down.
zone.
But
Foreit
it was
zone.
because of his delivery that was expected 2 weeks from
Hold
now.
it. Look, we asked you which night you were, and you're talking
So
about
I'm
a baby
telling
delivery.
you, I'm
Like-
telling
Congratulations,
you,
Bruce.
Mazel
Like,
tov.
yeah,
Seriously.
congratulations, Bruce. But like the question
Yeah.
was, which night are you? And now you're talking about a
Please allow
woman
me
giving
to
birth.
finish.
Let's talk about the
Please allow me to
dilation.
finish counseling.
How much was she done?
And anyway, so I was going to not be there
the
for
weight
the
of that
24th
baby.
night for 8 pounds 8 ounces,
Nice.
and the mother was 90 at
Which
conception.
night again?
90?
I think
She
I
was
missed
90?
it.
Mother was 90.
at conception, and she only gained 18 with an
Nice.
8 baby.
Which night
and so
again?
the 28th I'm going, but it was because I didn't know if I'd be available.
The
on the
28th is
24th.
which night?
Is the Indianapolis night.
Okay,
What
but
day
like
of the week?
we're talking about Chicago, Friday. Or
Shit, I don't
Saturday.
know. I don't even worry about that anymore, man. I'm retired.
So okay, he doesn't
Yeah.
answer the question. Okay.
I think
well,
we're
give me a schedule.
Let
give
me
a thing.
like. What night
you
do you normally
clarify
go?
things?
What night when we go to Wrigley Field? What night do you normally go? Friday or Saturday?
fun nights.
Which one is that? Jesus, man, this is the worst bit ever.
Great
I
job.
don't even know.
You're Friday.
You could have
Thank
prepped
you.
me.
Like-
You could have prepped
Well,
me for
you
this.
got in this show like 12 seconds before we went live.
It's only because
so.
I forced my way in. You know, I wanted to be here for some of this.
No, we
exuberance.
wanted you here. It was
So
your
I
we,
last
love you
day.
we
guys.
call him and we're like, "Are you on the way?" And he's like, "I'm here." And then like 10 minutes later, he showed up.
Oh, I had to, I was like up the stairs, the elevator. I was waiting for the
Relaxing. You
button.
You took the elevator?
No, I didn't take
All right.
the elevator, man. But I got to tell you, the mask thing freaked me out a little bit. I was like, he got a thing on the door still says a mask. I was
That's
searching
for the
in the car.
dentist.
I got the antibodies, man.
Oh,
I'm
you look
cold.
good, and I want you to.
Thanks. I'm finally
yeah.
back. Honest to God, man. It took me from when I wasn't like contagious anymore, but I was not good. I was not 100%. I yesterday my ring, bam, the Aura ring, highly recommended by.
It's recovery. You've had good recovery.
It gave
Don't
me a
recommend
90
it yet.
like a
They have to
91
sponsor
yesterday.
us.
It gave me a 91 yesterday for my readiness score. Today it's back down again, but I ran 6 miles yesterday. Which
How do
And
you
you
do
probably
after
didn't get
some
much
of the
sleep.
long drive stuff?
What's
Does
that?
it affect you with some of the long
yeah,
drives?
I think it might. But I usually have somebody driving me. Like tonight, I'm going literally across the state. Kevin's driving me. We're going to Angola, which is we're in the northwest corner in Hammond. We're going to the northeast corner, which is 2.5 hour drive.
Yep.
And then
220.
Yeah.
we're going to Indy.
Go
for
slow,
2:30.
man. They nail you out
We're
there,
doing.
man.
Relaxing. There's no rush.
Yeah, no reason to rush.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be finishing cases on internet while you're driving.
Agreed.
on it. Yes, I'm just going to say that.
Thank you.
Hey, man, I was
Public service
subject to
announcement.
that.
Hey, Michael.
You can do that when you're retired.
I was thinking at the Dead show on the Friday. I was talking to Kevin about this yesterday. Is we should do a video from the crowd.
We should do a live feed. Why not?
I mean, I'm definitely gonna because we'll
Don't
do
ask
like
me
a
to
cut.
hold the thing. 'cause
But
I'm
like
all
if we
over
do it and
You're
you're
the
in
designated
it,
driver.
you got to have the Ukrainian flag the right side up this time. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you
And
work
listen,
on that?
Listen, I'm doing make sure somebody checks me, okay? Because if I don't
Wardrobe.
know.
Where's wardrobe
it's
when you need
backwards
it?
to me. It's upside down. I got a carnival mirror at the house.
By the way, that's a good excuse. If somebody says that in the video, you're like, dude, it was in a video. It was upside down. Like, it was right side up when they shot it.
That's
you know?
it. Just tell them
Nothing
that, man.
else was upside down on it.
Yeah.
But that
Oh,
happened to
that's
be.
just
It was
what happens when you're on TV.
The camera.
It flips
Listen,
everything
I'm
around.
upside
You know?
down.
The
man.
fancy
I'm all over the
cameras.
place. Yeah. So listen. Thanks for having me.
Dude, I got to
I'm
come
so
by.
excited.
I'm
When's your
excited
last
for
patient?
you.
When's your last patient? I want to be your last patient.
Oh, I got
I'll come in with a gory injury.
I can't talk
Or a
about
bad
that.
rash.
No, I got really sort of an easy day because I'm just sort of packing, and no one's going to lay any heavy stuff on me because I'm not going to be there for any follow up. So I'm just going to have some easy stuff.
Couple
Wow.
things. Maybe you can go
I'm gonna skip.
prostate exam. Last thing to do.
I
Nice.
haven't done a prostate, and I can't.
With
tell you
those
how long.
hands.
Let's
thank
do
God.
one live
Thank you.
right now, Kevin.
Let's go.
You ready?
No.
You're still a
Have you seen
licensed
his
doctor?
fingers?
Look at those.
Yeah,
Fingers.
he would not.
They're like sausages.
Do it
Exactly.
live.
Look at
Do
those.
it live.
Do it
They have
live.
a disclaimer on the front of this thing.
Hey, John, one of my favorite Dr. Mike stories, we were in, and Kevin was
can't
probably
tell it,
there
man.
too. We were in French Lick, and we were sitting at a table laughing, and I sent Foreit a picture of a rash, and I was like, dude, I woke up this morning, I got
Yeah.
this. And he got super serious. He's
Don't
like, give me a
go
call.
home.
Call me up right now. Like, he's like, holy crap, what is this on your body? It was hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know what that usually involves some type of a nematode that's under a rock. And so,
We run into nematodes
makes
all the
sense.
time on this show.
well, I don't know what he
you'd
was
be
doing.
surprised.
He says he's
It
an
makes sense.
outdoorsman.
I was,
you know,
I
and
was
he's
hiking,
grubbing
got a little
around.
funky.
He mentions this. The last time I talked to you guys about that, my buddy with the worms in his ass.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
That was good.
That wasn't Bruce, was it?
No,
good.
another kid, my buddy Warren.
He just had the baby.
I'm sure he appreciates being talked, you know. We're on
Oh, listen,
talking to
he-
millions,
he
and
tells
we're
the
talking about
story.
worms in his ass.
He tells the
millions?
story himself.
Millions.
It's 27. 27.
20.
Hey, Dr.
You
Mike.
guys, it's been great, man.
Yeah,
I've had a really wonderful career. Let me tell you, I've had a really wonderful time. It's been,
Well, we want to congratulate you, really, truthfully.
I truly appreciate
Yeah.
that. It's been a ball, and you guys have allowed me to look after every one of the souls that works for you for such a long
we
time.
can't wait to see what's next for Michael Foreit.
Well, I really am. I'll tell you, the new frontier for me is going to be the pushing of a non-invasive spinal care.
All right.
And so I've got a conference in October, and and I'm hooked up with a cat who's now with Johns Hopkins, who is getting the device he's had. I've used for your guys for the last 17 or 18 years, but there's only 4 in Northwest Indiana. I own 2 of them, and my brother David owns 2 of them. But there's not a hospital that has them. There's not other spinal care specialists that have them. And all it is a computerized decompression that doesn't allow you to go for an epidural bullshit and surgeries, okay? And so these kind of things are what we need in this country, and I'm just sick and tired of the way that medicine's been practiced, and you're just a number, and you're 38, you're 9,600 for an epidural, and 450,000 for your fusion, and then you're going to shoot the doc if you didn't have perfect,
Right.
It's
Yeah.
just absolutely bad shit.
Hey, I saw this thing on. I'm a TikTok guy now because we opened a TikTok for the campaign, which is
4
excellent.
hours a day I spend on TikTok.
TikTok is really excellent. Like,
That's a lot. Thank God you're retiring.
I saw this thing yesterday
Now it
where
can be 8.
you put like a neck brace on and it's inflatable, and then you inflate it, and it like stretches your neck out and it's supposed to make your posture really good. Is that
Go
worth
on,
it?
go on, ask me. Go on. See
I'm
my-
asking
go
you.
on.
What
Do you
think
have
I'm-
one?
what do you
I've been,
think I'm
that
bringing
has
up?
been my giveaway. When I say giveaway,
I
when
never received one of these.
Well, you never, as much as you use your neck, you keep it really
What
mobile.
does that even
Back to the microphone.
Yeah,
Joe.
it keeps it really mobile. But I tell you,
Natural.
no, if somebody came into my office and they had a neck issue, that is the giveaway device
Nice. So it's
that
worth
I've
it.
been giving. It was
So
made,
it like stretches your neck out and makes it like straight.
well,
and then you
the
just
thing
sort
that it does is it increases disc space. Okay, but it does. They're really cool. There was a company named DDS. They were U.S. based. Made them. Chinatown got a hold of them, produced them for 1/5 the cost, and I give them away now. Okay, that's
you.
the kind of thing that I do.
Did you have something, John?
Don,
No.
All right.
No, he said Dr. Mike earlier.
All right.
John,
Yeah.
baby.
Oh, I was going to ask you a serious
here we go.
question.
Nice
Yeah,
lidge.
but you
Serious
kind of got
question.
into it. Yeah. Doctor, you've helped countless people over your career. How does it feel? Today's your last day. Like, really?
I could count them on both hands.
Yeah?
Yeah, the ones
10.
the
10 people
testimonials.
you've helped.
The
Testimonials.
testimonials. It feels really great. My daughter said to me, she goes, Dad, I know you, because my daughter Logan's been working with me, and she's been somewhat of a blessing over this last year because she worked with autistics,
you
and
say
so she
somewhat?
came in.
He did.
She came into me to work with me, and it sort of streamlined my day.
Nice.
And but she's now done because I'm not going to be there, and she's out in New York already this weekend.
Oh,
But-
no way.
Yeah, she's great. And,
I know she was talking about going to.
Oh, Logan got accepted to naturopathic medical school.
Nice.
And when people say
Outstanding.
naturopathic,
Congratulations.
thank you. My daughter would never have made it through regular medical school with the way she stands up to people. I got kicked out of medicine twice for my mouth. Okay, I got boosted from Chicago Osteopathic twice. My daughter stands my stuff up right away.
There you
man.
go.
And so she would be thrown out of school. So she needed an alternative type of medicine in order for her to be interested. She's totally thrilled.
Nice.
I'm thrilled.
Congratulations, brother.
Seattle, thank you, Thomas.
Yeah, it's awesome. When'd she start?
This fall in Seattle.
Look at you, man.
Yeah.
Continuing this tradition.
That's a good
Everything's
reason to go
starting
to
to
Seattle.
gel. It's
Another
beautiful.
reason.
My mother was treated out there for leukemia 25 years ago, and so I have a
Really?
and she's still
Wow.
alive.
Yeah.
And so I really am. I have a dear, wonderful feeling towards Seattle.
Yeah.
And
We've got friends out there.
it's lovely, and I think she's going to be there. I'll take you fishing. Kev, you're coming.
I'll
Johnny.
be there. We'll go see Raj.
In.
document the whole thing and put music to it, baby.
All right.
Well, Michael, thank you for coming in.
You guys want to thank you both.
Congratulations.
I really appreciate you guys.
Love you.
Proud of you, man.
I really love you all. And listen, Mission.
Congratulations.
Mission on 86th and Mission on Torrance Avenue.
Read it. Read
it's
the ad.
on my mind, baby. Okay.
Actually, here, you want to do it?
It's on your mind.
Read
That's
the
where you're
ad.
headed right
Start
after
it.
your
It's the
last day of
one.
work.
Right.
Okay, Foreight's going to do Mission Marijuana, and then we're going to roll into ads, and we'll be back right after that.
So thank you, Dr. Mike, for coming
Okay,
in. Do
Mission.
it.
I don't know what the hell this country's waiting for, but if you needed to help yourself, get your tail down to one of these type of places, and the closest and best is Mission over here in Cal City and in South Chicago. Unbeatable. And I'm telling you, I really feel like a nice guy. What was his name, the guy who was here?
Gabe.
Yeah. Really wonderful. You've
He
had
is, great
tours.
guy.
You've told me about the tours. I've never seen them. You've told me for the next 8 hours I can't admit any of that stuff. But after that, I'm going to tell you, I'm here to stand next to you, Tom.
Thanks, buddy.
And I truly I love what you do. I've always endorsed it. And you and I have butted heads on issues in the past. But I have stayed, I really do absolutely believe in everything that you're doing. And I need you to be that strong cat. And you've got a great support of Kevin.
Yes,
You've
sir.
been there by his side the entire time. Johnny,
And
you've been
Mission
here.
Marijuana.
And Mission is
Yeah.
great. And I'm going to 86th and Commercial. And I'm going to get
At
some
what
honey
time?
shrimp.
What time?
Tonight.
What's your
Tonight.
last minute of work? 4
Tonight.
p.m.
It's like 4 or 5 tonight.
4:01.
What time will you be at Mission?
It's 5:01. I'm going to get there blistering on the new Klein Avenue. I'm going there super fast.
All right.
Okay,
Mission
you guys.
Marijuana at 86th in the Commercial and also at Torrance Avenue across the street from the River Oaks
On the
Mall.
west side of the street next to Hyman's True Value. Get over there and park your car safe. They really watch it. They have a little parking area.
We're in the Foreit zone.
Yeah.
I
Thank
like
you
that,
guys.
John.
It's the old Twilight Zone.
Peace, you guys. I'm coming more.
Love you, Dr.
Thank you,
And I'm
Michael.
going to take that seat, and I want
Whatever you want.
I want my own camera position.
Whatever
and
you
Johnny
want.
could do it. I love you all.
Love you,
Thanks,
Dr. Mike.
Everybody,
Congratulations.
thank you for giving me the faith
We are now exiting
in my
the Foreit
care.
zone.
I really do believe
Are
it.
we?
You guys extended it to me. I don't know how long ago, but man, thank you.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, Michael.
Okay,
Go
it was
get him.
just there.
Last day.
Peace,
Don't forget.
brothers.
Love you,
all.
Dr. Mike.
Peace,
Enjoy your
guys.
last
Love you.
day.
Love you.
Congratulations on a great career, Dr. Mike
Oh, I had a
Foreit.
great time.
We're just looking for the next.
Tomorrow, he's just going to be Mike Foreit.
Yep.
Later, kid.
There he goes. All right, let's do some ads. We've got some really lot of news today and over through the week, so stay tuned. Can't wait to talk about Todd Young and what he's been up to this week to aggravate
Todd
the mayor.
Young sucks,
and,
says Dr. Mike.
All right.
See you, man.
As he leaves. That's right.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon. Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard of Mexican cuisine throughout the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia, de todo corazón.
Thank you, Eli.
Dude, by the way, wow, right? That was
It's
1,000 miles
Foreit,
an hour.
man.
Like
The
it's like
Foreit zone.
He goes as fast as his cars.
Like
when
he even
comes in
pushed
here.
the seat out and like threw it to the back. Like
It's
Like,
all
we're like-
downhill from here.
He walked in the studio like 12 seconds before we went live. And we were going 1,000 miles an hour for like, I don't know.
I'm actually, I feel tired.
I am too. I was like, holy shit.
He seems like a very nice human being. but
Michael's the
his
best.
Frenetic energy like stresses out my little introverted heart.
Yeah, it is. He's going 1,000 miles an hour like right off the bat.
Woo! I actually am tired.
I am too.
Like
It's
I think my adrenaline just went down a little bit.
Because like I know you guys don't realize, but we sketch out the shows. Like it's not like a script.
Not Foreight's part.
But when Foreit comes in, we just sort of leave it like open, and we have little parameters we're trying to hit, and then you know.
How could you even guess what he was going to say?
We hit the parameters though? We hit everything we wanted to hit.
Couple
Believe it or
things.
not, it didn't seem like it to you all.
What
but-
night do you go to the Dead Show with
Yeah,
me, Mike?
right, yeah.
And he's talking about a baby
Yeah.
and a 90-year-old
She was
mother.
dilated at 7 centimeters. It's
Year-old
like
mother.
which night again?
8 pounds, 8 ounces.
All right.
Calumet Brewery, nearly 10 years in the making. Bud Light Next, their first zero-carb beer, is a result of a brewing breakthrough, making the impossible possible.
Thank God,
Super
you know.
crisp and refreshing. Bud Light Next is a light lager with a 4% ABV and is brewed with the highest quality ingredients while containing only 80 calories, 0 grams of sugar. Michael would like that. And 0 carbs. Here's to what's next. Head over to calbrew.com for more info. Cheers with beers.
Executive Suites 2. Executive Suite Squared, commonly known as ES2, is a first-class executive office environment located on 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Are you doing something with my microphone, John?
No.
Like it's going in and out. Okay,
That's
sorry.
their connection. Your mic's fine.
ES2 offers
Are you
flexible
unplugging
membership
your-
plans that provide the privacy of dedicated, fully furnished offices with 24/7 secured access. For more information on their basic or private office membership packages or to rent one of their state-of-the-art conference rooms, call them at 219-844-2901 or visit them at Executive Suites 2. That's the number 2, executivesuites2.com.
Grizzolia's Concrete was voted number 1 in the Times Best of the Region in 2020, 2021, and 2022.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's this year.
2023 also,
Boom.
right? They're just
Sure, why
predicting.
not? Put it on there. 2014. Grizzolia's Concrete specializes in not metal business cards, but they specialize in all concrete projects. And they've been using the original cement finish in the
California style.
since 1972.
That's right.
They also offer stamped and colored concrete. Call now. Call Bernie at 219-659-4147 to get your project lined up for this summer. Best wishes to Bernie, who's recovering
Yeah.
from the pandemic.
Ooh.
I tell you, we had a little COVID thing in City Hall.
We did.
We swept through.
Right, it was weird. It was right on the time John had it. Go figure.
I don't know who
Yes.
patient 0 was, but I'm sort of looking at him right now.
Should I
No.
move over? Oh, wait, why are you moving closer to me?
I'm
He's
negative.
John
now.
Superman. John Superman.
To get
right
back
now.
to America. Yeah, man.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
Superman, John Superman. I feel thousands.
Dude, I did it
%.
before there was even a vaccine. I am the
You're
original
like- you're
Superman.
vulnerable right now,
No,
bud.
You're a
You are vulnerable.
I'm
trendsetter.
boosted.
I don't know, man.
yeah, how'd
I
that
was-
work out for Tom?
I agree. I was boosted and double vaxxed.
Oh, but you got it
It's
less. You got
Omnicron.
at least less.
I should have got the 4th
severe.
shot, but
I need to get my 4th shot.
I'm going to.
You
Keep
guys,
laughing.
come
Keep
on.
laughing.
Come on.
Keep
man.
laughing there, big guy. By the way, we had a groundbreaking the other day. $100 million expansion, Jill.
That doesn't happen every day.
That's a lot.
9 figures. So, like, I had to
100 mil.
I had to come off the campaign trail for that one.
You did.
Which made sense.
Well, it's a multinational, international company, by the way.
Yeah,
This
so
isn't
like-
just like somebody from up the block.
Yeah, so there was, Huhtamaki Corporation is a worldwide company. It's
Finland, based in Finland,
Right.
yeah.
And they have a board of directors from all over the world.
Global board of directors.
Right. I met people from Scotland, Finland, Norway. Like,
Yeah, I thought the interesting thing was that this was such a big deal that they had their global board of directors at this event.
$100 million expansion.
Yep.
So they line up, and so I'm coming off the campaign trail. I literally had to cancel a whole day, which is worth it, by the way, because it's a 9-figure groundbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
So we set up a thing on my calendar. It's 1:30
Yep.
groundbreaking. So I'm like, hell yeah, super excited. I'm like dressing nice, and I didn't really dress that nice.
Well, they
but
said casual.
they did say casual, and then
Yeah.
I go there and people had suits on.
Well,
which
no,
was,
they didn't. No one had a tie.
nobody had a tie,
they
but
had
I was
jackets
definitely
and-
more casual than anybody.
They had tennis shoes with their.
They had like
pants and
sports
things.
coats and stuff like
Yeah,
that, and
yeah,
I'm wearing a
fair
polo
enough. We
because
got
I
some
was
pictures.
casual.
There you are.
Is it the tie
There's a
that
photo.
makes it formal? Is
I
it
think
the-
so.
is
I think
the-
jacket
Is it?
with no
I don't
tie.
No, that is not.
You were dressed fine.
I'm cash, and they're like totally like coats on.
They had jackets, no
They
ties.
all have the same thing on, no
Yeah.
tie, but they all have coats on. Wish I would have got that memo.
Is that European casual?
Maybe.
Maybe I was
Yeah, so like the
American
CEOs
casual.
from France. These guys were all from Finland. It was interesting.
I love this picture, the one you're showing right now, and I know nobody could see it, but you have to understand, like, we're under a tent in a driving hurricane, like
Thunderstorm.
rainstorm. It was unbelievable how hard it started pouring right at the. And go back to that last shot though, John. So like. We were all huddled close together. This is so funny because John, you were right there also. But Tiffany and John are like IT, and they're out there setting everything up. And Tiffany and I were talking right at the same time that the CEO, the CFO of this worldwide corporation, and we start talking, and you see Tiffany just sort of like she was so uncomfortable. I felt
I'm just here to set the
could see
camera
her,
up.
You could see her. She's in this picture, like, what the heck is going on? Like, why am I here right now? It was so funny.
Very nice people.
Oh my God, the people were just amazing. Like, I mean, the whole thing. First off, I was Mr. Salt and Pepper for a while because we got there at first. We literally were walking in there for a 1:30 groundbreaking. I didn't bring an umbrella because I was not looking at the
I
weather.
did.
It was like a monsoon coming in. Little did I know.
I had a raincoat on too.
So I walk in just before the storm starts. Okay, and then it was as hard of a rainstorm as I've seen in like a couple years. Like
And
it
was
reminded
like
me
a
of the flood
200-yard walk through a gravel parking lot, which became a muddy gravel
with like
parking
flowing streams and
Yes,
everything.
literally
right?
rivers.
Yeah.
Like, my shoes were. I mean, thank goodness I've got shoe trees to put in them to suck that water out because they were very.
Wait, you didn't put your like rubber things then?
Well, you know what? I didn't realize. First of all, I thought there might have been a plan B, which didn't occur. Like it would be moved inside. Secondly, just in case I wear my raincoat and my and I had my umbrella, but I did not have my galoshes with me that day.
Oh,
I usually just use those in the winter. But it was pouring. John, do you have a picture of my view of the thing? Because I wanted
No.
to. Come on.
No, I don't.
Throw
have
that
it.
up.
I don't have it.
You
I didn't
were
put it
see.
on
I have it right here.
This is the problem.
Yeah.
So
This is the problem.
John chooses not to show the photo of his backside, which
was Kevin's view.
like I said, I took a picture. And I said to John, "Here's my view of the event." It was just John's back because he had to move. Right, John? It was
Yeah.
like, so John was set up like on the side.
Out
He
of
had to-
everyone's way.
Right,
like
absolutely.
a good cameraman.
So he's set up kind of like right in front of some of the global board of directors and me, and we got John's backside the whole time.
Well, because, let me set the record straight,
You're
it
welcome.
started flooding.
No,
inside
I'm
the
not
tent.
faulting you. I'm just saying that happened to be my view because he had to move the equipment into the middle of the
terrible.
John, you should do like a plumber's crack. That would have been the perfect part. Like, dude, that is so funny.
John's
That's the
back.
whole ribbon cutting.
Throw that up.
So like here, hold on. This is a funny story. So I was at a ribbon cutting. I'm not going to get into details because I do not want to embarrass the person I'm talking about. But it's a big time ribbon cutting within the last year.
Okay.
And they're unveiling a new name of a building.
Something.
Okay. So and there's literally hundreds of people at this. It was a really happy occasion.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
And then they're like, okay, they had the name up on the building. And to pull the name down, nobody wanted to. They wanted to unveil it, like, and say, "Wow, here we are!" Right. So at the moment they're going to unveil it, they're like, "Hey, somebody's got to go up on this ladder and cut the ribbon, and it'll fall down." Right. So they're sitting there, and this dude goes up the ladder,
like destined to.
and then he's sitting there, and then it was like harder to bring down than they anticipated. So this dude is like leaning over into it. And there's hundreds of people.
On
His
the ladder.
entire half of his ass crack is pointing.
Poor guy.
It is brutal, dude. Like you could literally see half of his ass, and
That's
he's
how-
like bending
that's how
over
stressful
for a
it
good
was.
minute.
and it's here for like way too long. I felt
Yeah.
like I should. We were on a first name basis after that, right?
Let me
And then
help
he-
you pull those pants up,
Oh
buddy.
my god, we were sitting there like,
Well, the
don't.
lesson there, Tom, is wear a belt.
Yeah,
Hundreds
wear a
of
belt.
people.
Hundreds
John?
of people.
The lesson
and he
there
was
is don't
mooning
forget
the
your
whole
belt.
crowd.
Don't forget your
So at least you weren't mooning the crowd.
That was the
John.
other thing that happened. The speaker went out at one point. By the way, you were really good, like on the fly.
Yeah,
Like talking about, you're like, it's not always like this here in Hammond.
because this is their first impression of Hammond. They're putting $100 million into, and it was the wildest, quickest driving rainstorm I've seen in, I don't know.
One of the guys
5
went out to
years?
try to fix a generator, and his umbrella flipped open.
Right in the middle of the ceremony. Yeah, his umbrella flips open.
Inside
Right in the middle
out.
of the ceremony, everything goes,
Yep.
and then we're like, don't touch anything.
They
It's
were great
pouring
sports
rain.
about it.
Oh.
touch
Great
anything.
sports about it, and I think they were. I mean, I'm sure it's one of those things they won't forget. I did check the weather in
I heard
Helsinki
that.
that day. It was
Yeah.
the same temperature.
That's basic Scottish weather. If you said
There you go.
someone
Actually,
from
the lady
Scotland-
from Scotland told me that. She's like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
from Scotland. This isn't phase me a bit.
This is a
I'm like,
Wednesday.
Yeah.
yeah.
And don't forget the cracks of thunder, the train
Yes.
horns.
The
It was like, I don't know. It was just a combination of unfortunate events.
I heard
It
it.
was
I
really-
heard it from a number of them. They're like, "We'll never forget this ribbon cutting." I'm
There you
like,
go.
"Thank you." Well,
Like, wait till I come to
groundbreaking.
Helsinki and visit you.
Yeah,
Hey, Tom, question in chat.
yeah.
Did you tell him his crack was showing?
No, it was
Wow.
brutal. It was brutal, dude. He was on a ladder, and I was like far away. I was part of the hundreds of people that saw it, and there was a local media person there, and we were sort of laughing about it. And he took a picture. I don't think he ran with it though. It was brutal. I will never. I was like, "Oh my god, don't bend over!" And then he bends over. It's like, like,
Yeah, poor guy.
"Hello, crowd."
That's the question. If you see someone with their crack showing, should you tell them?
If
I
it's in
think
front of
I
hundreds of
never
people.
do.
If I was next to him, I'd have been like, "Dude, like pull up your pants."
Yeah,
right?
if I right. If you know, yeah.
But I wasn't
absolutely.
next to him. He was
Right.
like 50 yards away from me. I just
So everyone kind of just looks away and lets him do his job.
a lot of Snickers, a lot of like horrible gas. Like,
Oh, that's terrible. Horrible gas.
Well, good. Congrats on that, by the way. I mean, at the end of the day, that's a huge, huge deal
on the ass crack.
for the city. 100 million for
Oh,
the city.
my bad.
I mean, unless you
We were
didn't think
talking
it's a big deal.
No, I was talking about one thing and you went to another.
I just wanted to finish the bit
Yeah, I
up.
know it's a big deal. $100
Yes.
million expansion, a new 230,000 square foot building, 100 new employees getting hired,
And
That's-
just like
it's a
like
huge-
new
and
technology, they're all excited
we-
about this like
we
modern
fought-
green
we fought-
technology.
We fought for this.
Yep.
I mean, we were in competition with a company, with a city from southern, from the deep south. I think it was Alabama, but and I'm sure it would have been non-union. So we were competing hard with non-union labor to do this, and obviously we're union labor where we are. So
Congrats. It's great. Great for Hutamaki. Congrats to them and congrats to
we're
the city.
killing it,
And
right
the
now
state,
in
by
Hammond.
the way.
We really are. Hammond is doing so well right now. We did across the street from this is going to be a $40 million development. We have a $6 million development for the Sportsplex on tap right there. Just in this
Within like a
block.
yeah, I was going to say
We're
like
gonna do
500 feet.
We're going to do $150 million within 500 feet, like Kevin said. $150 million over the next couple of years. That's incredible. Like, you don't get that kind of stuff very often.
Just did a $26 million the week before that. I mean, it's ongoing. So it's great news and great job on your economic development team as well.
Yes, sir.
What else?
I was on the road the other day in, I forgot which part of Indiana. And a fan came up to me.
Come
and
on.
said, yeah, it's so cool when I hear that when I'm on the road.
Was that when you were in Fountain County?
I don't know.
All right,
It's just
somewhere on the road.
I don't want to embarrass anybody.
Yes.
But yeah, a fan of the show comes up and says, I listen to every episode,
Red flag.
I'd love it. I think it's so cool because it's random as hell where I am, and then all of a sudden somebody comes up and says we listen to every episode.
When that happens, I just
blows
am
my mind.
constantly amazed.
I sit here thinking we're talking to ourselves and nobody else is listening, and then I get shocked.
Sometimes
like that.
we are.
I get shocked like that.
Like I listen to Lockpod.
I was listening the other day about how casual I am when I talk.
Right, like the dude criticism.
Oh yeah,
remember that?
Yeah, the dude criticism where I got quoted word for word.
The paper.
Dude, it sucked, dude.
It sucked. Like I say, like a lot. I noticed that.
We all have our little ticks.
That's
I think,
definitely a tick. When I'm talking about a conversation I'm having with other people, I say like a lot.
Interesting.
I noticed that.
Well, now you're noticing it, so maybe it'll correct itself when you're on. Not when you're on official.
I got 150 episodes out there. Where
maybe more.
Pull,
I think 160 by now.
And they could pull a lot.
That
Whatever.
sounds like a drinking game.
But,
every time Tom says like,
don't do it. You'll be wasted at 9 a.m.
Yeah, we all have. I mean, we all have our little things we say, right?
So I couldn't watch the January 6th hearings last night. By the way, did you guys watch them?
Nope.
No.
Yes.
You did? Nice.
Well, no, I watched and listened, like in the car as well, and it was. I'll tell you, the thing I find extremely interesting is that one. So, from what I can tell, the commission is using, like it's one thing when Donald Trump says, "Oh, this is a witch hunt. Democrats are this. Democrats are making this up. They're doing this." They were using Republican quotes and like snippets of Republican, like I don't want to call them depositions, whatever they were, meetings with Congress when they had closed door meetings. They were recorded. They're using the Republicans' words to try to prove. Or I don't know what prove, just bring out the facts, I guess, right? Bring out what the facts are. Because, the things I noticed that were, to me, kind of unbelievable, and I didn't expect to hear this, were that Congressman Scott Perry and other Republican congressmen had asked for pardons between January 6th and January 20th.
John, that's brutal, isn't it? If you ask the president before the president leaves office for a pardon...
And before you've been charged with anything,
isn't that indicative of
nervousness?
First off, everything on your phone is going to be found. Everything that you did on your phone, that's the thing that's getting everybody in trouble is their text messages right now, because the feds are trying to prove that everybody knew they were doing something wrong and there was ulterior motives, and your cell phone is the first thing the feds will go after.
Well, we don't know if, at this point, right, it's just a congressional inquiry and a congressional commission. A lot of the talk that I heard on media last night was like, oh, they're talking to the Department of Justice. They're not, because at the end of the day, when the commission's over and they have their hearings, it's over.
The feds are coming in.
You wonder.
So explain this. What's the point of this then? If this is so,
I think it's fact finding.
So that's what I'm asking
Sure.
you. So that's what the process is for this.
And then the FBI and the Department of Justice could use the evidence.
They take that in
if they want to.
In a criminal case,
Mm-hmm.
if there's evidence of criminal activity. But Jill, if you ask the president of the United States while you're in Congress for a pardon
before you've been charged with anything or convicted of anything,
right?
Yeah,
it's a weird request. Especially he's got
How
2
many-
weeks left.
how
They
many
didn't say.
congressmen?
They didn't say. They just said Scott Perry.
There's multiple congressmen that did
That's
it,
what they
right?
said. I haven't seen any of that. The other thing I thought was interesting.
That is brutal. I think that right there that's humongous evidence right there.
They let off with Attorney General Barr, former Attorney General Barr, and he just got interviewed last week. And the quote that I tried to type it as accurately as what he said. He said, "I had 3 discussions with the president. I recall them in November and December. I made it clear that I didn't agree that the election was stolen and told the president it was bullshit." Those are his words. I said that his actions were a danger to the republic. You can't have someone stay in power because of their view of what happened. You need evidence. Mm-hmm. That was Attorney General Barr. So I thought the thing I found interesting was just that they were using, like they did a quote from Ivanka, from Jared Kushner of their testimony.
Donald Trump in response, is that, I mean, I wasn't watching last night.
So there was a, they said that in response to the hang Mike Pence chants that Trump said to somebody, and there's going to be testimony about this, they have the right idea. Mike Pence deserves it. I mean, I don't.
Mike Pence carried this freaking monster's water for 4 years, man. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, but when the rubber hit the road and he wanted to do what the president wanted him to do, something that
and he wants him to hang Mike Pence.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Donald Trump's an asshole, man. He is an asshole. I hope Donald Trump campaigns in Indiana so I could go around Indiana and call him a tyrant, call him an asshole. He's the worst thing that happened to America, in my opinion, in our entire history.
Well, some of the texts that were out, I don't know if it was McCarthy's text or somebody's. No, maybe Mark Meadows. Like he's acting like a 6-year-old child. He's acting like
he's been given everything his whole life because his whole mommy and daddy gave him millions of dollars at a young age. So everything Donald Trump's ever wanted, it's always been handed to him, or he steals it, or he. But now he loses an election and he wants that back too. What a little baby.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Liz Cheney, she gave a pretty amazing statement at the beginning. I think it's going to be interesting to see.
What about Ivanka? Donald Trump's biggest cheerleader, and even she
said, I respected Bill Barr, and when Bill Barr said that, I don't want to. I'm paraphrasing here. She basically said, I accepted that. I accepted his opinion. I respect
she doesn't
Bill
want
Barr.
to go to federal prison.
Well, I mean, I don't think she is, and I don't think she's part of it. I think it's
I
interesting
agree,
to
but
see
isn't
that,
it's like she's clearing her name. She doesn't want anything to do with this.
Yeah, and I think one of the things I kept hearing is that Trump said yesterday that the commission has failed to use any of the positive statements from witnesses who back up my allegations, and that people are saying my testimony has been taken out of context, but the commission said they're going to release the full
Anyway.
So.
Ongoing. Are they doing it on weekends too, or just during the weeknights?
No. This was this was like their primetime thing,
right.
which is interesting.
But they said
There's
it's
one
like
on Monday, I think. Right, I heard.
Okay,
they're continuing to do it.
But the question is, what days are they doing it over the weekends, or
haven't
just
heard.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
I
Thursday?
thought I heard Monday. This Monday was the next.
Monday is the next one.
I think
Oh,
that's
man.
what I heard.
Keep on going, guys.
You think he's going to run again? Trump?
Yeah, I think
sure.
he's
I
gonna
think
run
he
it.
is. I think he has
definitely
too much
think
of an
he's-
ego
Exactly.
not to.
I'm not saying he's going to win. I definitely think he's going to run, unless he's fighting federal charges.
I think it'd be interesting if he runs, Pence runs, Liz Cheney if she loses her primary.
Okay,
if
we
she
got three of them.
runs,
DeSantis.
What do you think,
for
John? Who
sure.
else? DeSantis for sure, right?
For sure, yeah.
Who else?
I think Cruz could run.
You think the two Florida
Lion
people?
Ted. We'll bring out the lion after
Two
you
people
supported
from
him for the
Florida?
last 6 years.
No way.
Well, Ted's from Texas.
No.
So
You
I
don't
know.
think so?
Who's
No,
else from Florida?
DeSantis.
Oh, then who else from Florida?
From Cruz. Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of Marco Rubio. I
Oh, yeah.
apologize.
So
With Marco Rubio, you think he ran before? But I think with
I think
DeSantis
so.
running, Marco Rubio.
I agree with
I
that.
apologize. You're right.
Yeah.
I was thinking for some reason. I was thinking Marco Rubio.
John, you think he runs?
Rubio?
No, Trump.
Yes.
I agree.
Okay. Do you think Pence runs?
Yes.
I agree.
Wow.
I
Do you think
agree.
DeSantis runs?
Yes.
I agree.
Do you think Liz Cheney runs if she loses her primary?
Yes. I think she
I
was
think
on
it's-
prime time.
I think it's a yes.
She did. She crossed the president, and in return, on the first night of the January 6th hearing, she was the star witness.
You think Mitt Romney runs?
No.
Okay.
I do.
He's comfortable now. Right?
I don't know. Mitt Romney's like traditional old school conservative. He's like the
So
George
is Cheney,
Bush,
though.
right? But like that's who is going to be in control of the Republican Party? Is it going to be the George Bush, faction, the old school Republicans like my dad, like traditional like Reagan Republicans, or is it going to be the Trumpers?
I would say it's already gone. It
the
seems
Proud
like it's already
Boys?
gone that way.
Yeah, I
So
think
it seems
it's
like
the
it's
Trumpers.
long time. I mean,
But
it'd
that
be
doesn't
interesting
mean
to
it
see.
stays like that forever.
No, agreed. Look at Tea Party, right? They faded away.
Look at Tea
Right.
Party. Look at 2 years ago. With the how left our party went. Our
Yeah.
party went very progressive, and so things happen. Tea Party is a perfect example of it, by the way.
It'll be interesting to see what happens because it's going to be a crowded field. But John, so you don't think like Trump runs and everybody fades away?
No way.
No, I saw a poll yesterday from a liberal news source that was over 50% of Republicans are going to vote for Trump, and like a distant second is DeSantis. I'm talking like 18% was DeSantis.
Really?
Then 13% was Pence. I was actually surprised to see Pence in third in that poll. So
I think there's people that respect Mike Pence after what happened on January 6th.
I respect what he did on January 6th.
I do, too.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Mike Pence, but I respect him because he did what he saved the republic. I mean, I
What do
really
you mean?
think he's
He saved us from embarrassment. We
Yeah,
would have
no,
got.
I think-
there's
I mean-
no way Trump's going to take over and be like
I don't know what would have happened if he would have not.
He would have tried-
certified the election.
It would have been a
if
crisis.
he didn't do his job.
It would have been a constitutional
Yep.
crisis. How
Agreed.
about that?
Yeah, fair.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Mike
which we've
Pence
never
saved us.
had.
We would have had. It would have been. It already is embarrassing.
Yep.
It's one of 2 days in American history. January 6th, 2021 or 2020. Yeah, 2021
Yep.
is one of 2 days in American history that's completely embarrassing. The other one was during the War of 1812 when the British burned down.
The White House and everything else
Right.
in Washington.
They
So,
burned down the Capitol
The capital wasn't done yet.
You're right. That was a Civil War. That's right.
But no, I mean, I guess what I mean by Mike Pence is that when I said he saved the republic, he had a decision to make, and he did what he should have done under the Constitution, which is what his job was, to certify the elections.
Hey, man, I lost an election, and on the night I lost, I called my opponent, Frank Mervan, and I wished him well. And that was a tough phone call, okay? I didn't want to make that phone call. I've never had to make that phone call before, but I did it because that's how we do it in America. We call up the other person and wish them well because we're all Americans. We want each other to do well, okay?
And elections are there.
By the way,
once the votes are counted, they're done.
I'm a lowly mayor. Donald Trump, the president of the United States, is too much of a freaking baby
Bad
to do the
example.
same thing.
Well, and the other thing, John, this is interesting. They were mentioning last night that during the 1864 election, President Lincoln wrote a letter that he kept in his desk, and basically he said, "Listen, if I lose, I'm stepping down." It was, and this is all before, right? Like all this other stuff. But he said, "If I lose the election, I'm stepping down," and he put it in his desk just to show that the peaceful transfer of power is so important.
Yep.
So,
all right, let's do ads, and we got a couple more stories we want to hit.
Some really good stories coming up about Todd Young.
Okay, let's go. The Bug Guy Pest Control.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Look at your friend. Now look at yourself. Now look back at your friend. Odds are that one of you will be attacked by hideous, buzzing, flying, and blood-sucking beasts this summer.
Ah!
But that doesn't have to happen. The Bug Guy can protect your home, yard, or business from mosquitoes and other horrible pests such as ants, wasps, snakes, and a whole lot more. To learn more, call Brian at 219-810-7481. That's 219-810-7481. Or visit thebugguynwi.com.
Ron J. Prestmer Insurance Agency has been located for decades right on the best end of the boulevard in Hammond, serving all your insurance needs. They specialize in a wide variety of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, rain insurance, and much more. The Prestmer Agency serves over 1,000 people and businesses all around Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron, Ronnie, or Michael at 219-844-0103.
Cantrell. Are you injured or in trouble with the law? If so, give us a call. Schedule your consultation today with somebody who's in court and at the jail every day by calling John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW. That's 219-554-4529. Or visit our website at bettercallcantrell.com.
We had Laura in here the other day, and this is the event she was talking about, the Challenger, Northwest Indiana. Kick off the summer and have a blast while supporting STEM education at Challenger Learning Center's Summer Barbecue Fundraiser on Thursday, June 16th. You can enjoy an evening of fun, games, delicious drinks, and food by Byway Brewery. There will also be silent and live auctions. Tickets and sponsorship information can be found at clcnwi.com or call 219-989-3250. That's Challenger, Northwest Indiana.
Hot off the press.
Hot off the presses.
I don't know what this says, so this might be interesting.
Jill.
Misprint. Misprint specializes in delivering the highest quality signs and printing on time and under budget. Misprint's experience and technology allows them to offer custom, commercial, on-demand printing and sign solutions.
And
California style.
no, wrong man.
Oh, my bad.
One.
Metal business cards.
I'm off today.
I haven't even
Not
seen your
much
new
sleep
one,
time.
by the way.
Rick Balsenberger and his team have served Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana for over 30 years. Misprint has 2 convenient locations to serve you in Munster and Hammond.
Thanks, Jill.
All right.
Thank you to our advertisers.
We're done with
and our
ads.
sponsors.
So let's party.
Thank you, sponsors.
Thank you, sponsors, for sponsoring Lockpod and bringing this ray of sunshine, this beacon of truth to the Hoosier State land and the United States of America and beyond. I mean, we are huge in Ghana. I think we moved up from
86th.
in the political subdivision category.
Maybe John going to Nebworth helped us in the UK.
For sure.
We got to get stats.
Yeah.
I know.
Who's number 1 in Ghana in the political category?
It's probably
Somebody
a
from
Ghana
Ghana.
podcast.
Do you say Ghanese?
Ghanese?
How do you say?
I don't know. I was
Someone in
waiting
chat
for-
will help
Ghana
us.
night.
Ghana night.
Yeah.
Ghana,
That feels
Ghanese.
incorrect.
I agree. That's
Ghanan. How about a Ghanan?
Ghanan? It was. I think we could all agree that we are limited in Ghana. You know, because we don't speak the
that's right.
native tongue.
Which
But
is?
I think 126th is pretty solid, considering most people can't understand what we're saying.
There
right?
you go.
Okay.
I'll take it. 86th for
Yeah, but Belgium, we're still top rated.
yeah. We don't speak the native tongue
The
there
Belgian,
either.
the
A lot of
Belgian
them
people,
speak English
the Belgian
over there.
people love us.
They do.
They do.
The Belgians.
The Belgians, gotta love the Belgians.
I
So
was
anyway,
glad to see on that list of high gas prices, Belgium was not on there.
No.
You know, I would feel bad. Like, we have such a bond with
it's
them
high
now.
up there. It's high in Belgium for sure.
They weren't like the top 10.
Is it Biden's fault that gas prices are $9 in
What
the
does Todd
EU
Young
right now?
say?
You know, honestly, that's what pisses me off. I got asked. I was on yesterday. I was on getting interviewed by Fox in Indianapolis, and they were asking me about inflation and the price of gas. And I was, this is not an American problem. This is a worldwide problem, and it's very simple for us in America to say, "Joe Biden, you suck. My gas prices are high." It's like, oh, is Joe Biden's fault that they're paying $9 a gallon in the EU? That's the thing. Take a step back. All right, this is a worldwide problem right now. So, those are stats.
We got some stats here.
Oh.
Here we go. Fucking
Singapore.
Belgium's
still up there.
Singapore is number 2 now.
Really?
Oh.
See, I like we're in like the Benelux area. Germany, Belgium, right there.
Look at the UK's going up now because of net worth.
Got some people in Iceland listening.
Were you downloading the podcast when you were out there?
No.
John's like, I didn't even think about the podcast when I was there.
Belgium, Mexico, Ireland, India, Hong Kong, Australia.
Thank you to
You
all
know
of
why
our
we're
fans
huge?
worldwide.
Australia.
You know why
Three.
we're 3? You know why we're huge in the European Union? I just thought about this.
Because we're white.
It's prime time. It's prime time, like late in the afternoon.
Oh, that's a good point.
So like
If they're
probably
listening,
they're in their pubs getting
I thought
drunk.
these were
listening to us
downloads.
right now.
These were
Yeah,
downloads.
These are
though.
downloads.
Oh, my bad.
See?
Russian Federation is slipping down the list a little
Well,
bit.
I think
we're
we
blocked.
banned them.
We're probably
No, we
blocked.
banned them, Jill. They
Oh,
didn't ban
okay.
us. We banned them. All right. So, what did Todd Young do to you this week to piss you off?
I know he did this on purpose. And if he did, and he was trying to get under my skin,
He's not mentioning your name, but he is.
bravo, Todd Young, because you
Yes.
did get under my skin. So I get a video the other day from Zach,
Campaign.
and he's like, "Hey, this is Todd Young's new ad. He's putting it out. It's about how much he backs the blue allegedly." When, of course, you talk to a Capitol Police officer and ask him what he thinks about Todd Young, and he'll tell you Todd Young is, a slime ball for
Didn't
not
back
backing
us.
Right, he didn't back the Capitol Police, but he comes to Indiana and acts like he backs the blue. But I think most police officers, when they have somebody and they want their backing, it's when times are tough. It's not like when times are easy. Like, it's easy to say, I back the blue when nothing's going on, Todd. But when the shit hits the fan and the police officers need you there, what did you do to the Capitol Police? You fucked them. You turned your back on them. And so you can't come back to Indiana after you screw over the Capitol Police and say, I back the blue, because you're full of shit, Todd. And I hope you get this message, okay? So the other day he puts out this bullshit campaign ad saying that he backs the blue. And in the ad, I'm watching it, and I'm just like, this guy's so full of
Little flowery music.
yeah, and he's like, we are not going to defund the police, saying shit like that. Like, are you talking about me, Todd? Because I've been a mayor for
And
18
funding the
years.
police for
every
years.
year, increasing the budget and increasing the technology of the police. I've actually supported the police. And by the way, we've had tough times, and I've been there for them in tough times. Senator Young, when you turned your back on the Capitol Police, I think it's indicative of what's going on in Indiana. If times got tough, you'd freaking screw them too, Todd. I hate to. So the police officers out there, standing and say, "Oh, good job, Senator Young." He would fuck you in a second, officer. He would turn his back on you in a second.
He has.
Ask
the Capitol Police.
He has in the Capitol Police. He would do it in a second to you if times were tough. He would throw you under the bus so quick you have no idea. So anyway, I'm watching this video, and I see an honor guard go by. It's Hammond's honor guard. Hey, Hammond Police Department's honor guard is at a Todd Young event, and he puts him in a campaign commercial. And
So
I was not a happy camper.
Wow, look at that.
No, you were not. So just to be clear,
By the way, I know all 5 of these officers. I've supported all 5 of these officers, and I'm going to tell you, there's an LGBTQ officer in there who does not want to be in a Todd Young commercial.
Wow.
Okay? Who does not want to be in a. He's a police officer. He's in this, and he doesn't support Todd Young at all. But Todd Young takes his likeness, takes his image, and blasts it on a campaign commercial.
And just to be clear, I just want to make sure, it wasn't like the Hammond Police said, "Oh, it's a Todd Young event, we're going." This was a statewide event where they were invited to be the honor guard, and Todd Young spoke at it.
And Todd Young uses them as a prop.
Yeah,
like
that
they
was
support
weird.
him.
Like, he used them without permission
These
in
officers,
his ad.
These officers don't support you, Todd Young. And these officers were there in respect to their fellow officers, not for your campaign purposes. You creep, taking their picture and blasting it on your campaign ad without their permission, without their authorization. And I know for a fact a couple of them don't support you in the slightest bit, and nonetheless, you still put it out there.
Yeah, I think
couple.
just to read your quote, to read your tweet, Mayor, it says, "It's ironic that Senator Todd Young released his campaign ad on the same day that Congress will air live to the American public the January 6th hearings. Senator Todd Young failed the Capitol Police when they needed him the most. He only backs the blue when it's convenient to his political career."
It's true.
Oh, the City Hammond Police Department is asking Young campaign to remove the clip.
Of their honor
So,
guard.
Mr. Attorney, Kevin,
Yes.
he used this footage, which is probably public domain, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So he can
I would
use
think.
it, or
I mean, I think it's
Unless
one of those
someone
things that,
opposes,
right?
or-
I mean, I think it's one of those things that public domain, you can
Yeah.
you can use it, but it's the question I think is always, should you ask permission?
Should you
I-
ask?
should you ask? I mean, it's interesting. I think in a situation, if someone says, "Hey, we don't want this as part of your ad," you should pull it.
So
So if we ask, I'm sorry, not if we ask, if someone asks and they ask to have it pulled down, I would think the courteous thing to do would be to pull it off.
I recognize the closest police officer. He's always at the our events, the city events.
right.
Well, the honor guard is awesome. It's
Yeah,
something.
they're-
I mean,
yeah.
that is really something that I think the mayor and the city police, the Hammond Police Department, are very proud of their honor guard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks, man. So anyway, I think it's just Todd Young thinks he can fool police officers and say, "I back the blue," and he throws out a couple buzzwords in hopes to get their vote. But the fact is, all you have to do is look at January 6th and Todd Young throwing the Capitol Police officers, who are they're there to protect senators, and he throws them under the bus because it's inconvenient for
And
his
won't
political
vote for the
career.
commission to. We won't vote to have the commission so they can look into what happened to the Capitol Police. They were injured. They were killed.
I had a conversation with the police officers the other day. Some of my top brass. This is interesting. And so we have these meetings once every 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks. I have regular meetings with the police department. Jill, this is crazy. Okay. So I just wanted to feel them out on what's going on with the gun issue, and I want to see how my police officers, they're the ones out in the field, and Jill's brother's a Hammond police officer. So like you would think that automatic weapons scare the hell out of them, right? Because when you're pulling somebody over, they could have an AK, they could have a high-powered rifle, they could have a lot of stuff, and you can get into a war with war type of weapons, right? So I said, "What do you guys think about my stance on automatic weapons?" And to a person, and these are like top brass. I mean, almost everybody in the room told me I was wrong.
Well, I think what they said was, I think your question to them was, do you think assault rifles should be banned from the streets?
Right.
And they said,
No.
no, I think people should have them. But
If there was 10 people in the room, 9 out of 10 were against where I was on this issue.
But the other interesting thing that I thought was in that room, because then the question was, what do you think about the no permit law that's about to go into
They were
effect?
against that.
They were totally like,
Right.
that's crazy.
But
And what do you think about the background checks? We need background checks. What do you think about mental health? We need more mental health.
agree on those.
Yeah.
But the fact that they were all to a person, basically,
It was
against-
surprising.
I was completely stunned.
I would think as an
I thought I
officer,
knew my officers well too.
I wouldn't want to be outgunned.
Did
I
they
was-
say why?
They were like, automatic weapons, Second Amendment, like the normal stuff that we hear is like, hey, and it's not, and it's the same Republican talking points I hear all the time. It's not the weapon, it's the person, it's sickness, it's mental health. We need to,
They also said, and these were some of the older guys. They said, well, we've gone through this like the last 25 years, and then they rattled off like things like, first it was the Glock, then it was the AK-47, now it's the AR-15, and it's just whatever the gun of the day is. That's where the criticism is.
Yeah,
what they
because
said.
the AR that you can go to the store and buy is semi-auto, just like a Glock is semi-automatic. So I think this kid could have done the same thing with a Glock.
I don't think so, John, because of the velocity is right. I mean,
He's
if
in a
you-
classroom.
well,
I
the
mean,
velocity of the bullet is different if it's coming off a handgun.
Did anybody see Matthew McConaughey when he was
Yes.
in-
Yes.
it was
with
awesome.
the little girl with the green shoes?
Converse.
Oh
He
my
grew up.
God.
He grew up in Uvalde, right?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, John. I mean, to kind of to what you said earlier about the Glock versus the AK. I mean, like there were what I read, and this is gruesome to even think about, but they said some of the kids were decapitated, and you couldn't see their face because of the
weapon.
amount of
Velocity.
of the bullets.
Yeah.
And I don't think that
It
happened
like
to the Glock.
blew their head off.
Yeah.
Right.
Who was the female politician who was at an outdoor event and there was a shooting?
Gabby
This was-
Gifford?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that was with the
Congresswoman.
Glock. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not saying a
That was
Glock
with the
can't
Glock?
do damage,
I
but
think so.
Was it?
Yeah.
I think the point is that I think these weapons seem to be extremely dangerous.
She
When-
got shot in the head, and she still lived.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was
man.
That was early in the game before
Yeah.
mass shooting.
and now
became-
her husband is senator from
Senator.
Arizona,
Mhm.
Senator
Right.
Kelly. Yeah,
right.
Mark Kelly.
He's an astronaut too.
Yes.
How about Kavanaugh, U.S. Supreme Court justice, with the creepy wannabe assassin?
Yeah, so
Outside of his
interesting.
house?
Well, that was the more and more I read into that,
Yeah.
read about that, it's interesting. Like this kid
He
who
wanted to
obviously
get
had
caught,
mental
right.
health
Right.
issues said he called 911
Right.
Wow.
from
Before
a
he
hotel
even-
room.
before he even got there.
And then when they interviewed him, he was like, "Yeah, I was going to go kill Judge Kavanaugh." So I don't know where that sits, and obviously nobody wants to. I mean, I'm saying that not because it's more just trying to be factual. I mean, I think Supreme Court justices do need to be protected, and they do need to be, but at the same time,
absolutely.
we need to protect our kids in school. I mean, we got to do something. And McConnell's bitching about this Supreme Court security bill not going anywhere in the House, yet they won't give a hearing to, background check bill.
Right. Or
So
anything.
I'm like, yeah, of course protect the Supreme Court justice, but also let's hear the bill. Hear the bill about background checks.
That's the
Hear
thing.
the bill about red flag
That's
laws.
the thing that gets me about the Senate. Like, when the Senate was designed by the Founding Fathers, it was designed as this institution where great debate takes place and people think deeply about the problems in America. And now, because we made up the filibuster rule, now it's just like, no, we just block it. We don't debate anymore. No, we don't have 60, which you can hardly get 60 on any issue. It's like, nah, we're not even going to talk about it. Great debate's my ass. This is where things are blocked, simply blocked, no debate at all.
Yeah, that wasn't the purpose of the Senate.
The purpose of the Senate, by the Founding Fathers, they gave senators 6-year terms for a reason. They gave them 6-year terms so you didn't have to worry about the electorate, so that you can make tough decisions and not have to worry about an election the following year. So then that's why senators have 6-year terms. The Senate was a place where great debate was supposed to take place, and now it's a place where everything is blocked. Yeah, it's no debate. No, we don't want to talk about that.
Well, let's talk about a bill that actually did get cloture and was able to get voted on.
Sure.
Speaking of Todd Young, you want to go into this?
So check this out.
This is head scratcher.
So the Senate on Tuesday advanced a bill aimed at providing adequate medical care for veterans exposed to toxic chemicals during their service. 12 Senate Republicans voted against it, even considering it was a bipartisan proposal. It was 86-12 about protecting the men and women that serve in Afghanistan and Iraq from the toxic effects of being around these burn pits, where they burn everything. They burn waste, they burn trash, they burn everything, because you don't have city dumps and you're in a war zone. It's not like, hey, I got to take the trash. So you burn it. And the people usually enlisted, by the way, like myself, I was enlisted when I was in.
They're inhaling
so
all
these
this.
enlisted people are standing next to these toxic burn pits. And now, just like, the Vietnam vets had with Agent Orange, just like 9/11 firemen and policemen and the people that responded to 9/11 got all that ash and all that, and they're having side effects. Our servicemen and women are having side effects from the toxic burn pits. And now Congress wants to expand benefits to take care of the men and women that have served our country during a time of war. And 12 idiot senators voted against it, including Todd Young. What the hell is he thinking?
Who's a veteran, by the way?
I don't get that. He's a Marine. He'll tell you 20 times, okay? But he must have made a mistake, right? How stupid is that?
Yeah, what are we missing here?
So-
What was the pork in this bill? Was there anything else in here?
Is it
Yeah.
socialism that you want to protect the men and women that inhale toxic fumes, Todd? Like, what the hell is the matter with you?
So they also said, John, at least at the time of this article, that none of the 12 senators immediately gave a reason for why they voted against the bill, either on the Senate floor or on Twitter. And it's a head scratcher, right? I mean, it basically, this bill expanded healthcare eligibility to combat veterans who served after 9/11 terrorist attacks, including more than 3.5 million veterans who were exposed to toxic chemicals during their service, and also would expand research on toxic exposure and expand coverage for those exposed to Agent Orange and burn pits.
Yep.
If this is the bill, this is it right here. We're seeing it for face value. I would say this if 12 Democrats voted against it, but
Nope.
I would say the same. What I'm saying is, I would
Right.
say the same thing is, how long can a democracy last like this?
They can't, John. I agree.
Is there anything anymore we can all agree on?
It's because
one thing, anything.
It's because the filibuster is screwing up the Senate, John. Because there's no reason to. I mean, honestly, we need people that are willing to be bipartisan. Todd Young has proven that he is not bipartisan at all. Maybe people are comfortable with that. But if you send me to the U.S. Senate, I'm going to work with Republicans and Democrats and the president, regardless of who the president is, because I'll be in there for 6 years, which means there's no guarantee President Biden will be the president. Whoever the president is, I'm going to work with the person so that America thrives. That's where I'm coming from.
It just scares me that it seems like special interests control the Senate instead of the American people. When you're so concerned about what your NRA rating's going to be, and I need to keep that 100% A plus, or they're going to put a primary opponent against me. I mean, you just have to look what happened to that congressman in Buffalo. He said he wanted to look at gun reform, and now he's not even running because everybody pulled their support from him.
Yeah.
And if that's an example, everybody else in Congress is like, oh, screw this. I'm not going against the NRA. And that's scary to me, because that's not, special interests shouldn't drive issues. It should be the American people that drive issues. So
should there be term limits for other than the president?
I don't think I'm not
that
in
solve
favor of term.
anything?
I'm not in favor of term limits.
I'm not either, but I understand why people. I don't favor term limits personally, but I tell you what, Joe, I'm planning on being a one-term senator. I'm planning on it.
Hope not.
I'm planning on it. I don't even want to think about re-election. I may not even try to raise money when I'm in the U.S. Senate. I may not even try to raise money. Why? Unless just to support other people. Honestly, if I'm going to win this race. I'm going to beat Todd Young. I'm going to go to Washington, D.C., and they're going to put a huge target on me. For 6 years, they're like, we're coming after McDermott.
Did that to Joe Donnelly.
And then, you know what? I'm not even going to think about re-election. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to vote my conscience. I'm going to vote what's best for Indiana and what's best for the United States of America, regardless of party. And I'm going to do my best. And probably when I come back 6 years later, I mean, I imagine Indiana will be lined up to try to beat me.
Or maybe they're going to be proud that they have a senator that actually is doing something for them instead of voting against them because their party says to.
I'm not going to think about re-election, and I'm assuming I'm going to be a one-term senator, and I'm fine with that. By the way, after this, okay, so I'm going to get elected at 54, right? Yeah, I'll be 54 my first year in the Senate. I'll do 6 years. When I get out of the Senate, I'll be 60 years old.
You never know. They may want you to
I'll go
stay
get a big
around
job
for a while.
I'll go coach the Cubs or something.
No, thanks.
First base coach. First base coach is lame.
Oh, that's
Come
the
on.
life, though.
First base.
That's
yeah.
a great job.
Dude, what do you do at first base? Like first base coach,
That's an easy one.
you time the pitcher. You know,
Right.
you
Yeah.
say back.
Yeah.
Back. That's
Go to
I
second
got
on
it
a
right.
double.
Go, yeah,
You don't have to worry about. You're not like on the camera
That's
when
easy.
someone's trying to score.
Right.
Like, oh, the third base coach screwed up.
Third base coach
Much
is
more
always
pressure.
Yeah, man, you screw up big time at third base. First base, you can pick your nose half the game.
Guy
No
gets
big
picked
deal.
off. It's just the end of the inning. You go back to the dugout.
Yeah, and then the first base coach blames it on the
Of
runner
course,
every
like,
time.
didn't you hear me say back?
God damn, I said back.
You know his move.
Like back. You're like you didn't go back. Like
You just get to hold the batting gloves and
Yeah,
Yeah,
right,
that's
right.
one
you,
of the drawbacks.
You take off the shin guard.
yeah, you have to
hold
run.
that.
You're like the
Give it to the bat
shit
boy.
collector.
You know.
it's fine.
Yeah. All right, I got one last dilemma I faced this week before we let you all go. I need some input on this.
All
Okay,
right.
so I'm going through my address book, which is brutal. I mean, I have 5,500 names in there.
Wow.
Delete. Start deleting
That's
people.
this is where I'm going, Jill.
In
so
your
I'm going
iPhone?
through
I didn't read the notes.
on my iPhone.
Whoa.
No, so I'm going through and I'm like, oh, this person's dead. Oh, this person's dead. Oh,
Wow.
That person passed away.
lots of dead people in my address book, right?
That'll
So
happen.
I'm going through and then I'm erasing them. And Hannah and Kevin are like, dude, you just erased that name? There's like a picture. I'm like, yeah. He's
And it was a
dead.
nice picture of someone. Like,
And
you
I'm
know, like their little
But it was
photo.
their contact is in my contacts, and they're not around anymore.
I keep the dead people in my
You have
phone.
dead people in your contacts?
It's kind of like a nice memory when I see
That's
their
morbid.
name. I see
I
their
agree,
name and I'm
Jill.
like, oh, remember so-and-so? And
Yeah.
You keep them in your address book, Kevin?
I do.
Jill?
No.
Right? How long? Okay,
they're
so
out?
what's the time period? Is it before the funeral or after the funeral?
Whoa.
God,
It depen-
Whoa.
it's
That's what I'm
probably
asking.
It depends on
After,
how close
Tom.
you are
Way
with
after.
Way after. It was after, for the record. This
Way
is
after.
years
At least
after
a
in many
year.
cases.
them.
At
No.
least. Okay,
God,
how about
that's way
this?
Too long.
It doesn't
Okay.
take up much room. I mean, what is
Like
who
no
cares?
room.
Okay,
No,
let me-
thank you, John.
I'm going to throw you a curveball then, guys. What about, okay, on Facebook, I'm limited to 5,000 names. And I had dead people on Facebook, too.
Delete.
Isn't it nice to see
Right?
isn't it nice to see their page?
They're
No.
taking
Or
a spot.
Or their photo?
They're taking a spot.
No.
I got people waiting to get in, and like a guy dies. Like if you're in a club and you got room for 5,000, right?
Yeah.
And a person drops dead, you
In
leave
your
the
club?
freaking body in the club. Like,
No.
oh no, I like Joe.
It's a little
Let's keep him
different.
around, right?
It's a little different than that.
I don't know, man. I think
I like to see the names
gotta
of
bounce.
people.
Delete.
you got to bounce. Thank you.
Well, you
Joe.
have a high-class problem. You have people trying to get into your Facebook. Like, you only got 5,000. So in that sense, I get it. But on the address book, it's nice to see their picture and their name.
No, my
like,
bad.
oh, remember so-and-so.
I'm
My
with
bad.
Kevin on this.
Remember
one.
Johnny?
I told Kevin. Kevin's like, so if I die, you're going to erase my contact? I said, yeah, I'll wait till after the funeral. I'm not going to do it like right away.
That's so cold as ice.
I know, man.
Is it really?
I'd leave you on mine.
Kevin?
Would you?
I would.
I would. I know Kevin's number first off by heart. Okay. Secondly, I have millions of pictures of Kevin Smith on my phone. Right.
But you need the space.
I don't need him in my address book because it just
Yeah.
clutters up my address book. You know.
All right. Fair enough.
There
I go.
This was a heck of
Out
a
with
show.
the trash.
Yeah, it was.
Ladies and gentlemen, you definitely got your money's worth from us today. You get what you pay for with Lockpod, which is
The
nothing.
beacon of
That's
truth.
true.
The beacon of truth.
Foreit Zone. We started with the Foreit Zone. I'm still exhausted from that. Wrap us up, Locomotive.
All right. Thanks for listening to Lockpod, everybody. Jill, it's great to have you back on the Friday crew.
Thanks.
Back on the Friday. You were on the Tuesday crew. Now
I
you're on the
was on the
Friday crew.
Tuesday.
So
Mhm.
Lindsay will be back. Notorious LMP will be back on Tuesday. Kevin Chandler, awesome
Yes,
show
sir.
today. Thank
Thank
you. Thank you for the help. Even though you were tired, you still brought it.
Pulled
man.
it through.
You still brought it. And Jay Vez, thank you for the sound effects. Is that coming from our soundboard?
Yes.
God, no.
Awesome. It's finally hooked up. And coming from you, the Locomotive, this was Belgium's top-rated podcast. We will see you on Tuesday. Thank you. Lockpod is out.